For a lot of people that don't know, one of the projects that we are developing is the first Filipino-American and comics anthology series. And it's 8 stories by 8 unique creators from different walks of life from a Filipino-American perspective. And these are people who we've met along the way, who we invited to tell different stories. I think in a way, this is my redemption. This is the community service that I was lacking in a way, wherein now we've invited other people into this circle just so that we could become more visible and we could become more accepting of each other. And really realizing that even within our communities, there's just so many amazing storytellers, no matter what industry they're in. Not all of these people come from an entertainment background, just for your perspective. These are people who we've met in the community who we just thought, wow, you could be a new icon. That's why it's called New Icons. It's because we are now in this place and in this space where we believe we could become the heroes of our own stories. And again, if not because of Joe, we would have never been in these spaces to even have made these discoveries.
Amazing. Now, with regard to you guys mentioned the what was that?
Oh, I said thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, it's true.
No, it is. But okay, all of us are witnessing this still in its infancy, right? I'm very excited about this. I mean, especially if it starts going into the film aspect.
That's the idea. I mean, when you think about it, the fact that one of those characters already has her live action version in development, I'm fairly certain most of those characters, for me, I don't want to do a live action. I want to do animation for him. And I've just seen the panels come from the artist. Shout out to Arthur Cabezas, amazing artist. I can't wait for everybody to see Anton's story, because when I saw that, I was like, no, this is not live action. This is animation. That's why Surreal Art Studios, because we are growing beyond where we started into really admitting that we want to do more. I mean, when we're at the conventions, people go like, you should do a game, you should do this, you should do that. I'm like, hold your horses. We're only, we just started. Everybody wants us to do like 20 million things instantaneously, but that's flattering. It is very flattering, the fact that they even think that we could just do that. People tend to forget we're only a few years old as a company.
Pandemic years old.
Yeah, I mean, I always say, while people were making bread, we created a comic book and film company.
Oh yeah, that's what they were doing. When people were trying to sell food during the pandemic, you guys were doing this.
Yeah.
So this was born from that boredom, in a sense. But not just that. I think even if the pandemic didn't happen, I think it would have happened one way or the other. Yes. But I'm so excited because, again, with all of these people that we've now got along the way, our circle has grown exponentially to include other people from unique backgrounds whose stories are just so enthralling to me. And we invited them because we were so enamored by their own stories as well. Like a good example, as a quick example, Lynn Pacificar. She is an actual Filipina shaman practicing in Los Angeles. And I was like, that's cool. If I were a big company, the natural instinct would have been, ooh, let's research her, let's write a character like her, and then let's put that under our banner. But I didn't feel like that was right. I wanted her to tell the story, driven by her perspective. So New Icons is really, again, 8 stories. First person. So they're, like, for instance, Lynn's tattoos, those are her tattoos in reality.
Wow.
I mean, they're just glowing in the comic.
How about the powers? Who creates the superpowers?
Every single individual is in control of their stories.
Who's your character?
So my character
Who are you there?
If you didn't guess, my character is Anton. So
what's your superpower?
My superpower is I have the ability to manifest reality, but I have 0 ability to control it.
Oh, wow.
So he's a character that always gets into trouble because whenever he instinctively wants to do something, he manifests it, but he doesn't know how he did it. And then he doesn't know what he just did. So sometimes he could create something that literally just makes everything so much worse for him. So now he has to figure out a way to get out of that. Because why did I create that? Because that's what my experience here was like. I just found myself in these like really strange places out of nowhere. I'm like, how did I get here? Like, what was like? As an example, when I first came here, when I first moved to the United States,
From Australia.
From Australia, I got sent to a fake school, and I didn't even know that was possible. The paralegal at that time thought,
Oh, I don't.
oh yeah, you want to do graphics? Here's a school, and so she sent me to a degree mill, where people go there, write their, sign up their attendance, and that's it.
So for definition, a fake school is for student visa.
Yes, exactly. I was a
for
student
people-
visa
yeah.
holder.
Student visa holder. You just go to a perpetuity of endless academic
Mishaps.
units
Yes.
and
Yeah, that's what my character is about. Different mishaps over time and finding your way around that and really figuring out your life. Because that's really what I had to go through when I moved here, was trying to figure it out, making a mistake left and right, and then just trying to correct that. Whereas Joe should be the one to then now talk about his character.
Yeah, who are you in the?
Well, actually, this character is not me. I based this character. People always think it's me. It's this guy here. His
Okay.
name is Chaplain Luke. He's half Diwata and half demon. So he's
Oh,
always
Demonata.
he's always
You
in
should
an-
see his preview in Carmina issue 2.
He does a cameo.
He does.
I'll show you. Oh, actually, I have one in there.
Okay, wait.
I
So,
wasn't even that prepared.
so what inspired you to do that character?
Okay, so this character was based on my two lolos, my two grandfathers. One is super sweet. He'll cook for you. He'll comfort you when you're feeling down, and just generally an all-around nice guy, right? While the other guy is out there carousing. He's gambling. He's womanizing. He's just having fun, painting the town red. So I brought these two characters, which they are really etched. A lot of my core memories are from these two guys, and combined them. So it's always about that internal struggle in everyone, about being good,
Yeah, good and bad.
being bad.
Yin and yang.
Oh, but also tell them that it's from a perspective of, I think one of the things that you said to me that was really impactful was, for people in our community, after you reach a certain age, you become invisible. And I think that's an important thing to add.
Yes, yeah,
It's true though. Is that what's the power, by the way?
yeah. Well,
Invisibility.
good point.
I'm paying attention.
Well, because he's half demon and
Yeah.
he's half Diwata, he can heal, but he can destroy. He controls fire. He's almost like Superman, but in a supernatural way that he can't be harmed by steel or
What's his
bullets.
weakness?
Yeah, his weakness is women.
What's Anton's weakness?
Himself.
Wow, you guys have complicated
No, you know what?
characters.
Everyone is complicated.
Everyone.
People need to remember that. Anybody that says otherwise is totally lying.
What's yours?
Oh, this is the Wrathborn goddess.
That's you.
It's what happened. Mina becomes the Wrathborn goddess.
Okay, so-
she has anger issues. It's funny.
Is she impulsive or
it's funny,
impatient?
Well, it's even though you might say that the character could be kind of inspired off of me in some of my life, it's actually kind of, there's elements of all three of us into Carmina's story. And when you read the comic, it's not just things, that come from my life experiences. It's sort of the three of us all in there, actually.
Yeah, I always
This is
joke.
exciting.
I always joke that Carmina is Erica Psyche with my rage issues.
Your anger management. Kailangan. So, okay. So, 3 characters, 3 icons.
Oh, 8.
Yeah, I know. But 3 icons based on the 3 of you.
Correct.
And then there are 5 more.
Absolutely.
She gets out of control, so I guess that's her weakness, not being able to have self-control. Would you say, Mark?
Okay, so no self-control.
For the Wrathborn
No
goddess. Yeah.
No control. All of you have no control.
You know
We all
what?
have anger issues.
All of you have,
No, you know what? We're passionate people.
There we go.
this is worse than the boys. But this is nice. Oh my God, what's the banter? Who have you figured out who hangs out with who?
You know what? A lot of people ask us that, and people always ask us at the convention. So are these the new Pinoy Avengers? Not Power Rangers, Pinoy Avengers. I'm like, no, because
no.
they're different age groups for one.
Yeah, you guys are different age groups.
Yeah, different age groups and different character styles, different
Like you, the three of you.
yeah, different rendering styles. And so the way that we've kind of phrased it or kind of explained it is they all live in the same universe. But if Anton is 17 and Carmina is in her mid to late 20s, she'd be Tita Carmina, or you know what I mean. He probably wouldn't really get along with her.
I was gonna ask you. Are you gonna? Is that part of the script?
I don't know about this.
But she's immortal, so she doesn't age.
Right.
So do both of you call Joe's character Kuya or Tito?
No, they haven't met him. They haven't met him yet. No, they haven't.
So everybody has their. Okay, I'm getting. Wow.
We're really just creating different stories for different people based on different experiences. And well, because they live in similar universes, like as an example, for people that, pick up our book when it comes out this year, in the anthology, Anton finds himself in a nightclub and he sees some of the icons dancing, but he never interacts with them. So
cameo.
Yeah, cameos. I mean, although in the cover for issue 2, which Joe has, there is a preview, or at least like a potential scenario where Carmina and Chaplin are duking it out, and Divina is protecting the people in the town, and that just kind of gives you an idea of the potential dynamic. Because when we created Carmina, there was never an intent.
Nice.
Yeah, there was never an intent for an expanded universe, and when we were writing her, it was really more meant to be a supernatural drama of rage. One of our inspirations was Carrie, as an example, and then Erica wanted to add in some of the Enchantress and all of that. So the character at its core was really an anti-hero, and so we thought, well, it might make sense that in this universe she is the greatest threat. As an example, like she is our first character, but she could also become the greatest threat. But is that going to happen? Man, we're still figuring it out. We're still kind of like going through a lot of different paces. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it is a potential scenario. And I think it's a fun one, because how many companies can say the first hero that you created is also your biggest threat?
Right?
Yeah.
Like is the first creation a hero or an anti-hero?
You know what? She's
right?
neither. She is just somebody who is, vulnerable to herself. She's just somebody who's going through life, and I don't think anybody's really good or bad. I think you have your good days and your bad days. It's just her bad days are magnified.
Okay, so we're talking about icons.
Yeah.
What we haven't talked about are the iconic villains.
We have not gotten there yet. So for a lot of people that don't know, a lot of what New Icons is an introduction to the worlds of these characters. We didn't give a mandate as to whether this is an origin story for everyone. Like for some of the characters, it happens in the middle of their journey. It will serve as a flavor palette for the stories of these characters when they finally do have their own individual titles. To us, it is a soft reboot for the universe, because it allows us then to expand our roster of characters and really get to define the idea that even though the bigger world may think we're one people, we're really very complex individuals with varying degrees of story, experiences, and a lot of different elements that make us who we are. We're not like one experience. We're a people of multiple experiences. And what we want to do is, again, validate who we are here.
Who index card the characters?
I do. We are looking to release that once we have the entire roster, because everybody's been asking for it.
Right?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Like at LA Comic Con, at San Diego Comic Con, at WonderCon this last weekend, people have been asking. So, like anything in development, I'm sure you all know that things, take a lot longer when you have multiple things going on. We are going to get there, and it'll be a really cool thing to actually get everybody's cards with their mini descriptions and who they are, and get your own titles. We're really creating an army of fans now. I mean, people who come to us at the different conventions, what we found is that people connect with different characters in so many unexpected ways, and not just people who are from our cultural background. Like one of Erica's biggest fans, her name is Nermeen. Nermeen came to us at Pasadena Comic-Con, and she grabbed Carmina's card, or her Wrathborn Goddess card, and says, "I'm a Wrathborn Goddess." So somebody with rage issues. But she's so sweet. So I don't know if it's just a self-reflection, but she was really excited to meet Erica because now she's like seeing the person who embodied this character. So she couldn't wait to take a picture with Erica.
When you guys talk about the characters, do you guys talk third person with regard to addressing the characters when?
Yeah, because they're fictional. They're not us. They're
Right, but when you talk to them, as fictional as they are, do you converse in such a way that they are alive? Does that make sense?
I think so, right? Because we talk about Carmina a lot, like she is a
Yeah.
person,
Yeah, we do.
right? And Erica
Sometimes
does.
I call her Carmina.
Like, of course, the timeline, like.
I think like if we do events, they'll be like, "Oh, look, there she is,"
Wait, oh, Carmina. Oh,
Because Carmina looks like you, because she is you, basically. But when she turns into an icon, does she still look like you, or?
We're gonna get that costume made for Erica, and she's gonna walk around.